Good morning, children. Once again, welcome back. Unit 6, Birds and Salim Ali. This is video part 2. In the first video, we have already covered the introduction to the lesson and the activity that you need to upload by the end of this month. In the second PPT, I will be explaining the lesson in detail and the life of Salim Ali in a nutshell. Okay, now reading of the textbook. Page number 124, the first paragraph gives us the difference between ornithologists and bird watchers. So now, as I already told you, ornithologists are those people, they are not like bird watchers, they do a scientific study of birds. It is not a hobby for them. It is a profession and they do the scientific study. They study the taxonomical study of the birds and the anatomical study of the birds. And bird watchers, it is mostly evident by the name itself, it is a profession. They are the hobbyists. They watch the birds in the natural environment and they try to identify them. It is just as a hobby. Okay, now if they come across any arguments or something, they use a guide. Okay, they use a book which is handy to them, and most of the bird watchers prefer to use the book of Dr. Salim Ali. Now comes the introduction of Dr. Salim Ali. He is one of the famous ornithologists of all time, and his full name is Dr. Salim Moizuddin Abdul Ali. He was born, the life of Salim Ali is also given in detail in that page. He was born in 1896 and he was the youngest of the brood of 9 children. His parents passed away while he was young, and he and his siblings, they were brought up by his uncle Amiruddin Tayabji. And his uncle Amiruddin Tayabji, he was he used to accompany men of royal families during the hunting, like shikars. And then in that time, there is one sentence in second paragraph where it tells, conservation was not a concern back then, and being a good marksman who could boast of a good bag was something to be proud of. Like, there was no conservation of forest, there was no conservation of nature, there was no conservation of animals and birds during that time. Hunting was considered to be a part of show off, as a as an important thing to do, or something that could boast of. And now here nowadays it is like, because of nature, because people are cutting down more trees and everything, now conservation has become an important role. Now here tells, like, Salim Ali, during when he was just 9 or 10 years old, he was gifted by an air gun by his uncle. And once he shot a sparrow with it, and he noticed that he was a keen observer, and he observed that this sparrow had a faint yellow spot on its throat. And he had taken this to his uncle Amiruddin Tayabji. He was also not able to identify the bird, and then this uncle sent him to BNHS, that is Bombay Natural History Society, with that bird. From there, he found that the dead bird was a yellow-throated sparrow, and he was also shown many stuffed specimens from there. After seeing the stuffed specimens, and they gifted him also 2 books also, Common Birds of Bombay and A Naturalist on the Prowl. So these 2 books, and after seeing this stuffed specimens also from BNHS, his fascination for birds increased. Okay, now in school itself, he wanted to take zoology, particularly ornithology, and he always wanted to become an intrepid explorer and a big game hunter. Intrepid means fearless explorer. But he was not that good in academics. So he found the first year of college itself so difficult. So after struggling for 8 hard months, he left the college. Then he went to, at the age of 18, he went off to Burma in order to help his brother in his business. He was running a hardware shop there. During weekends, he continued with this bird watching. He continued with, he always used to making a study of the birds found in Burma. Now, in that years followed, it expanded to the use of timber. The business expanded to timber. They started timber business also. This also given him an excuse to explore the jungles of Burma for timber as well. So now while he was exploring the jungles, in the name of timber, he got time to study more birds found in Burma. Now, at the age of 22, he married a woman lady called Termina. She also had same interest like him in birds. So both the fascinations, both of them together, they raised Burmese silver pheasants from wild collected eggs, and they had a leopard cat, a tree shrew, a flying lemur, and a great pied hornbill as pets. Now the hardware business, it ran into a loss, and the couple returned to Mumbai. Then Salim Ali tried to get the job of an ornithologist, but because of his lack of college degree, it prevented him from being selected. Finally, the BNHS, because of his knowledge and itself, BNHS convinced the government, the then government, and they created a post for him, and the post was that of a guide lecturer in the natural history section of the Prince of Wales Museum, and he was appointed in that position. Now, for 2 years he held that job, and he realized that his interest was not in the guide lecturer and everything, but his real interest was in birds. And then he decided to enroll in a proper study of ornithology. Now, this loss of his business, his struggle in life, and then he guide lecturer, all these things I have already explained it in the previous slide. Now, in page number 125, you can see like how Salim Ali pursued his career. Like ornithology was not that much given importance in India. It was just considered like, there was a branch of science called ornithology, but it was not, nobody was not having that much knowledge on ornithology. Nobody was having that much, was knowing about the techniques used in ornithology and everything. So, so he left to Berlin. He went to Berlin University of Zoological Museum. He stayed there for a year. He was trained under experts. He learned the techniques and procedures of taxonomic work. And also ringing techniques. Taxonomy in the sense like the scientific study of birds, how to divide, how to classify birds according to the species, and how to ring the birds, like in order to study it alive. Now, even in his training, though he was trained in Germany also, he was not able to find a job when he returned to India. Now, he himself came with an ingenious idea, that means clever idea. That is, he decided to, he told BNHS that he will carry out the systematic field survey of the bird life found in the Indian subcontinent, provided, okay, if they could bear the funds, if BNHS could bear the funds to cover the actual working, travel and accommodation expenses, he will carry out the systematic field surveys of the birds. The BNHS accepted, and the first survey began in Hyderabad. And then in the next paragraph, it is said like how he studied the birds in the subcontinent and the remote areas. It is said like, he tried out different methods to capture the variety of birds found in the subcontinent. They used mist nets to catch birds, and the most of the birds, some birds are like, they will not come in front of human beings. So he set this mist nets during the early hours of dawn or dusk or during the night to catch these unsuspecting birds. So in this way, they tried to get the shy or skulking birds of shrubbery. They were identified and they were also categorized. Then he decided to work in the remote areas also. For that, they carried specimen boxes, hurricane lanterns, iron buckets, bedding towels, sheets, bags of rice and flour, crockery, cutlery, ghee, kerosene and tins. Many things they have carried. Now, page number 126, coming to page number 26, it explains us like how he transformed wetlands of Bharatpur. Like you remember the introductory slide, like when I told like he was not at all giving importance to the study of birds, but he was giving importance to conservation also, of forest especially nature. So he transformed the wetlands of Bharatpur to a bird sanctuary. How he changed it actually? That time, the people of the local villagers, they were not ready to change it into bird sanctuary. They wanted to drain that marshes, that wet areas, and they wanted to use that area for agriculture. But he succeeded in raising awareness among the people and rulers to save the wetland, which was actually a place of safety. That is, it is given like haven for migratory birds. Now he succeeded in transforming this wetlands of Bharatpur to a bird sanctuary. When India gained independence, he took over BNHS, but he saved the institution also from shutting down. You remember I told you like that he got 5 lakhs as a kind of gift or something. He donated all this amount to BNHS and thus saved the institution from shutting down. So he was honored with the Padma Shri and the Padma Vibhushan, and at the time he was also came to be known as the Birdman of India. He passed away in 1987 at the age of 1991, leaving behind a rich legacy of ornithology and bird watching. Now this is about the life of Salim Ali in a nutshell. His full name Salim Muizzuddin Abdul Ali, and his year of birth, it is 12 November 1896, the youngest of 9 children. His father Muizzuddin died when he was a year old, and his mother Zeenatun Nisa passed away when he was 3. After orphan, he and his siblings, they were raised by his uncle Amiruddin Tayyabji and his wife in Mumbai. This gives us details about his contributions and achievements. He published a research paper discussing the nature and activities of the weaver bird in 1930, and he became famous after this article, and he established his name in the field of ornithology. What he had collected, the Book of Indian Birds in 1941. Okay, there is another book by him. In this, he discussed the kinds and habits of Indian birds. This book was sold very well for a number of years. Then again, like comprehensive, he has written many books on birds actually, and there is another book also called a comprehensive book covering 10 years of work from 1964 to 74 that describes the birds of the subcontinent, their appearance, habitat, breeding habits, migration, etc. He also wrote other books including Regional Field Guides, Common Birds, and his engaging autobiography, The Fall of Sparrow in 1985. So he has written many books. Out of this, the Book of Indian Birds in 1941, it was sold very well. Now the government of India honored him with the Padma Bhushan in 1958 and the Padma Vibhushan in 1976. So that is the end of the chapter. Don't forget about the activity which I have already explained. You need to upload that activity also, and notes have already uploaded in the respective teams. Thank you.